All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lovely people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that gives you only quality news and information on all the activities happening in Biafran territory. Please subscribe to this channel if you've not yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your notification, because that is the only way you can get notified whenever we drop our spanking news. Now, straight up to the issue on ground. Yes, a video has been trending on social media recently concerning Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu. In the video, or rather the information has been spreading that Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu escaped from DSS custody. When I saw this, I had to make more contact, to be sure. First of all, I knew it was a fake news, because Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu is not that kind of a person. He's a noble man, and a man who believes in the rule of law, in as much as the Nigerian constitution, or Nigeria in general, does not uphold their own law. Because if truly that Nigeria is a law abiding country, Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu has no business still under the DSS dungeon. Now, to debunk that news, or to clarify, that particular news, Aloy Ejimakor, his lawyer, his lead counsel, has come out to say that that information is total false. That means Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu is still under the DSS dungeon. In fact, as a matter of fact, he clarified, with facts, that he and Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu just met in DSS custody. So, for those of you who have been giving false information on Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu escaping, it sounds somehow, to hear, that kind of thing from people saying Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu escaped from the DSS dungeon. Don't worry. If nothing is giving you hope about the freedom of Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu, let the words of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who has actually been on the forefront of the Biafran struggle, and who the mandate, was given to. Let his words give you hope, concerning the release of Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu. One promise he made is that definitely Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu will be released, and that is sure. That is why, he is doing everything as quickly as possible, so that freedom will come. Once Biafra is declared, definitely Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu will be the next issue, and his freedom will come as quickly as possible. Honestly, in Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, we believe his words, because he has been one man who has proven that he is not just about talking or ranting, but he is talk and do. He has shown true words. He has shown resilience. He has shown to be a thorn in the flesh of the zoo government, and that is just the reality. So, based on that false information, the lawyer Aloy Ejimakor has come out to clarify, that you people should be very careful on what you see on social media. That is just the reality. No be everything where you see you go assimilate. It's better you reading deep, to understand what that particular information is all about. Most times the title can be convincing, but the reality is that maybe that information is actually talking about something totally different, from the title, and that is just the reality. So, based on that issue, make we still go, drop particular videos on a trending issue that is happening in Biafran territory. Enjoy this wonderful information.
You can quickly come in now and make comments. Honestly, if I don't get anybody coming in to make any comment, I will go ahead and analyze it. And when I don't open the room, I will analyze it to the end, and I will just do justice to the video. I just wanted to get some inputs from some of us, like I promised in the daytime. before I will begin to buttress the point. Honestly, this is very, very annoying. I'm telling you, with what this man is saying here, and Musa is still fixated on Samuel Ekpa. This man says, when there are problems, when there are bandits or the activities going on, they send the request for help or assistance. Those that are supposed to come will not come. Even when they are coming or they come to answer, they come and then most of the time they are instructed on what to do. And now the lady is now asking him that they hear that there are negotiations with bandits behind his back in his state. Is that true? He said, yes, it's true. Huh? So somebody else comes from somewhere and they are negotiating with bandits. Do you hear what I said? Negotiating with bandits. They are not fighting the bandits. They are not driving the bandits away. They are not engaging the bandit in a gun battle. They are actually negotiating with the bandits, and without the knowledge of the chief security officer of the state, which is the governor. And it is not as if this thing is going on without his knowledge. He knows. And then they asked him, do you know these people? He said, yes, that he knows them. Hello? He said he knows them. And then they asked him, why didn't you raise an alarm? He said that the thing got so serious at a point that he had to go to the president. So that means the level is at the presidential level. He could not do anything in the state. He had to raise the... And now I see people in my room. Kalu's chat. I don't know what's been happening with your network, but let's see what you can do with it now. I bring you in. Kalu's chat.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, go ahead, please. If you were following before now, make your comment.
Yes, I want to make a comment. You know, they are just they will live where something is happening. They will live where something is happening, and they will go to somewhere where there is nothing that is happening, and they feel that this time around is like the other time, that they will come and do anyhow and go. This time they will not do anyhow and go. If they like, what Musa is doing, Musa is just crying like a baby. He's a cry baby. Let them cry from tonight to tomorrow. Already, we have already risen up. We have risen up. There is nothing they can do about it. If you say he's a man or you have boss, let him come down and come and lead. The way we are waiting for him. And we remember that there was a time now they are shooting us like antelope, doing us like antelope. They will come and kneel down at the middle of the road. Middle of the road is timing and see if they are going to war. Now they are the one running. They are the one running. The game have changed. The music have changed. The monster which they have raised is now chasing after them. Now he's crying, complaining. He's just talking as if maybe he doesn't have. You know, there was one.
Did you listen? Carlos, hello.
That was crying.
Hello, Carlos chat.
I'm hearing you.
Did you listen to this governor?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Did you listen to the governor video that I played?
Yes, I listened to him.
I want you to make
sir, you bring me back. I there for Lions and I cannot talk more.
All right, then whenever you are in Lions next time, don't come on stage, okay? Just make sure you are in a safe place, okay? Be very sure you are in a safe place next time before you come in. Please let us be more focused tonight. I want us not to go extra mile, go elsewhere. I played this video. If you want me to play it again, I'll play it again. So that you will be able
play it again.
Yeah. So that you'll be able to give your emphasis or give your own submission based on what this man here is saying. Because my concern is that Musa is focused on Samuel Ekpa. Calling for the arrest of Samuel Ekpa, saying that he's complaining and nobody's hearing him. Now, look at what is happening in Zamfara. You understand? So I'm going to play it again. Pay attention very well. I'll play it from the start again, so that when you're making your contribution, you will be able to join with that particular submission. All right. Where are we? Okay, that's it.
Who's the president of the Joint Executive Council of the Ministry of Defense. So that's going on right now. Our correspondent is, of course, there to give us the details. Maybe in the course of today, we'll be able to get exactly what's going on. But we're seeing that happening right there from the Ministry of Defense right here in Abuja.
All right. What does they say never cease? Well, Your Excellency, let's talk about Zamfara. I know that you had a 6-point agenda in terms of what you wanted to achieve. And one of the things that easily will stick out is security.
Absolutely.
And we do know that, in fact, when people from a distance keep wondering what exactly is the issue in Zamfara. For instance, checking you out, I mean, you got a PhD in biz admin, so you're not a spring chicken in some of these things, but people can't still understand why is the security situation in Zamfara still what it is today?
Well, Shema, let me say this is something that has been ongoing for the past 12 years. The security challenge in Zamfara State, and which is the banditry issue, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and so on and so forth. It's unfortunate the way things are. And sometimes you even wonder what kind of human beings are we? Because when you look at the situation in Zamfara, it's the same people, same culture, 99% same religion. What exactly are they fighting for? That is a $1 million question. I can understand if you talk about Boko Haram, maybe they believe in certain religion. If you go to Niger Delta, they are fighting for economic reason. What about Zamfara? That is a $1 million question. It's something we inherited, and we're doing so much to make sure we take care of the situation. Part of which I did was to set up the Community Protection Guard, which is an internal arrangement, though passed by the State Assembly, to help the conventional security in taking care of some of these challenges. We recruited over 2,540 staff across 14 local governments because they understand the terrain and they know the people there. And they're doing very well as we speak.
I looked at several states that have set up one security outfit or the other for 5, 6, 7 years ago. And one thing that appears to stick out is some sort of helplessness. And so the governors there have got to just step in and do something. Why did you set this up? Did you feel helpless?
Well, I would say that it is something that you know clearly that we as governors, we don't have control over the military. We don't have control over the police, as well as the civil defense. In most cases, you get frustrated in terms of where do you get help from? When you needed these people, they will be nowhere to be found. And therefore, the best thing to do is to set up that kind of security outfit. And honestly, for us in Zamfara, they're doing exceptionally well.
Security agencies, because I mean, the narrative they always say is that, look, we're routing these bandits, we're doing what we can. But if you say they're nowhere to be found, how do we reconcile
that? Let me say this. There's a lot of political undertone in the security issues. Some, you find it very difficult even to come out and say this. But I know what we're going through. Like I said, sometimes you're really helpless. When you need them, they're not there. Or even when they're there, they were given certain instructions on what to do and not to do. That is the true situation.
Wow.
We're facing.
Does it mean that, because if you say they're giving certain instructions, so if that was not the case, are you saying that we can actually rout these bandits in no time?
Chamberlain, let me say this categorical. If we're committed, if we're serious, you can take up this situation within 2 weeks, maximum.
2 weeks?
I'm telling you, in 2 weeks, you can take up this situation.
I want to be able to understand.
But the political will is not there.
What's happening, really? I have heard you complain that negotiations are going on with bandits behind your back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who is negotiating with the bandits in your state behind your back? And why are you not being carried along with this?
That is the $1 million question. And at a point, I had to really come out and say it clearly, because while we're trying to take care of the situation, somebody, somewhere, somehow, behind our back is negotiating with the bandits. As a governor of a state, without my knowledge.
Do you know who's doing this?
Well, to some extent, yeah, we do.
Have you escalated it to someone higher?
In fact, when the situation really got bad, I had to meet Mr. President and complain one-on-one and explain the true situation of what Zamfara is all about or what it's facing in terms of the security situation.
It's really troubling to think that something like that, because I have heard you and other governors from your region straightforward say we are not negotiating with bandits.
How many times are you going to negotiate? On what basis?
But we did hear some lawmakers recently talk about how, maybe
the issue of
we should try something different.
No. Look, we're talking about kinetic and non-kinetic approach. In Zamfara State, there was a series of negotiations with these bandits. Not once, not twice. What happened at the end? Nothing. And for goodness sake, how do you even begin to negotiate at the point of weakness? You can only negotiate at the point of strength, when they know you mean business. It's just a money venture making kind of a thing.
You know, you said you met the president.
Yes.
Did you get the impression that he's getting proper briefing of what's going on?
Well, based on the conversation we had, the answer is no.
Wow.
And I had to explain everything to him, what we're going through and what needs to be done. Because Zamfara State has become the hub of banditry in Nigeria, or in northern Nigeria. If you're able to take care of Zamfara today, believe me, you have solved more than 90% of banditry issue in northern Nigeria as a whole.
I was gonna say something I saw you do recently. Recently, I saw you having a conversation, a visit from the essay to the president of school feeding program. And I saw, the talk about, starting the school feeding programs at state level for children in schools. And it got me thinking about young people and children in schools in your state with everything that is going on. And then I started thinking about the Bagega incident, where a lot of children died because of that poisoning. We do hear that mining is still going on in the state right now. Is there any check as to whether some kind of, if the safety measures are put in place for the children who are having to drink all of this water? Is any of that going on? Is any of that kind of check and balance going on in that area in your state right now?
It is ongoing. We've been having series of challenges in the mining sector. The artisanal mining, it is a big problem. But then sometimes, what do? These are guys that really are scrambling for just something to feed themselves. And in the process, they found themselves in that kind of situation. Mining has been banned by both states and federal government, but still.
It's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing. So it's a continuous process.
So is the security outfit you set up, what are they going to do? Are they supposed to step in to address this?
Well, they're really doing a whole lot. Yes, mining is an issue. They go around to see what they can stop. Banditry is an issue. They are busy around the clock. Cattle rustling is an issue. So they're busy around the clock, 24 hours.
Wow. But how are you even going to create jobs, do something about education with this kind of scenario?
Well, let me say this, Chamberlain. If you look at all indices of development, Zamfara has been at the bottom. Let's take education, which is one of my key agenda, or rather number 2, outside security. It is interesting to know that for 3 years, our children did not write WAEC as well as NACO.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Okay, I'll make him repeat it again. It's getting close to when I will just stop it so we analyze it.
It is interesting to know that for 3 years, our children did not write WAEC as well as NACO. 3
solid years. 3 years. They didn't write WAEC. So now tell me, why are these people hell-bent in trying to bring down our progress, our safety, our security? Because they kidnap our leader and we sit at home on Mondays. And out of these Mondays, maybe 1 or 2 of the Mondays will fall into the day they will do exam. They will say, hey, because of exam, they don't want them to write exam, maybe 1 Monday or 1 Saturday. But for 3 solid years, this state, Zamfara, have not written WAEC or NECO for 3 years. Let me allow this man to talk.
It is interesting to know that for 3 years, our children did not write WAEC as well as NACO. When we took over, NACO was owing 1.3 billion, WAEC 1.6 billion that we had to settle in order for our kids to write NACO as well as WAEC, and some to get their certificates, which was one of the reasons why in November 24th, 2023, I had to declare a state of emergency in education. Right now, we're rebuilding, reconstructing more than 254 schools across all the 14 local governments. We had to settle school fees for some of our children that are in India, some are in Sudan. Some are in Cyprus. They were taken there as students on scholarship, but yet nothing was paid.
Do you know the students this man is talking about now? This man is talking about repentant Boko Harams. Remember, it was in Zamfara that they started this safe corridor. They gathered repentant Boko Haram, sent them to Cyprus, sent them to Sudan, sent some to India, sent them in different places that they wanted them to go to school and rehabilitate them. It is Boko Haram. Boko Haram, repentant terrorists. They send them everywhere. They send them to where they are going to learn the harder forms of terrorism. Sudan, Cyprus, those kind of places. Sudan, India. Some of them went to Pakistan. They sent them. And it's not saying that even those people now, they didn't pay their school fees. He now come and he's trying to pay school fees of some of these, rehabilitated bandits. Let me allow him to talk a little bit, then I will stop it.
So it had to also take care of that.
But, for instance, all of these issues for perhaps the people who might have gotten involved in illegal mining, it's going to be challenging to move them away or stop them from that and convince them to go about your duties, go to proper schools, get a good job. Do you consider that a challenge, and what are you doing about that?
For me, illegal mining is not even the major challenge for me.
Oh, okay.
No.
What is security?
Security is number 1. How do we secure the state?
So isn't mining part of the reason why?
Mining is not much of a headache, believe me.
Oh. So what is that?
The headache is the kidnapping, cattle rustling, the banditry activities in almost all the local government in the state.
Okay. Did you hear that? In almost all the local government of the state, 14 local governments are under the control of Boko Haram. 14 local governments are under the control of bandits. 14! You know, Musa and his likes did not declare a state of emergency in Zamfara. They are hell-bent looking for Simon Ekpa, Simon Ekpa, Simon Ekpa. So I'm sure you people have heard, this governor, my room is full, a lot of analysis tonight. Orusa Emeka, okay, let me get this Orusa in. And there's someone else that is here in the room, but your device is not connected. Freedom is our goal. Freedom is our goal. Do something to your device. I don't know what happened there. Carlos chat, he said I should not bring you in. You are in a bad place. I need to be sure before I bring you in. Helen Peters, why couldn't you join? Okay, let us first of all give Helen Peters the chance to talk. But I wonder why she couldn't join from the link. Beloved, you couldn't join from the link. Let us give you the microphone. All right, let's give you the microphone. You first of all make your submission first.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you. God bless you, my brother. God bless every one of you that is fighting for this freedom in your front line. It is not easy, but we will get it right. You know what is going on? These people, Gumi told us that they are fighting an ethnic war. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, didn't forget.
That is it. Sorry, do you want to say something?
No, go ahead. I'm looking for my earpiece. I didn't forget. Just go ahead.
All right. That is exactly what is going on. And this man, this very governor, he is aware of that. You know, but he might not be in support of what is going on. And they have abandoned him, trying to make sure the ethnic war will continue, the Islamization system will continue. You understand? That is exactly what is going on. You can imagine Musa fighting us in BIAFRALAND, protecting our own land. But he has left these people because they have already conquered those areas. What is left for them now is Biafra. They want to take over our land by force, by fire, for the ethnic cleansing that the Fulanis have brought to our land.
Thank you.
You understand?
Yes.
So we must not sleep. We must continue to fight to protect them. We must support our dragon. We must support him. You understand? This is the time we will never sleep because it is obvious now that Nigeria has been conquered. The only place that they want to bring down along with them is Biafra land.
Yes.
And any power, any man, any woman that will stand against this freedom will die on their way. So shall it be. Thank you very much. Let me
Thank you very much. You are 100% correct. 100%. They know that they have been conquered. They know that they have lost everything, you know, to these Marudas, and they know that Biafra land is the safest place. There's no IDP camp in Biafra land. Not even one. Not one. The Fulani headers that were crashing everywhere, they wanted to call it Fulani headers, crash with the